Now, Russia and Turkey's foreign ministers were also due to attend the summit. We can now talk to Elçin Əmirbəyov, an advisor for the Azeri president. He's in Baku after returning from the talks in Tehran. Good morning to you, Mr. Əmirbəyov. What has been agreed at these talks?
Well, first of all, let me say that the idea of creating the consultative regional platform 3+3, it was put forward by President of Azerbaijan right after the end of the Second Qarabağ War at the end of 2020. And the idea was to bring together three member states of South Caucasus, Azerbaijan, Armenia, and Georgia, as well as our three immediate neighbors, Turkey, Russia, and Iran, in order to explore the possibilities of engaging in regional cooperation and interaction in various fields in the post-conflict period. There is a widely shared view that the time for war in the South Caucasus is over, and now we have good chances to embark in a period of consolidating peace, stability, and enhancing development in our region, because there is untapped potential for practical cooperation in fields like connectivity, transport, energy, trade, science, and so on.
So in concrete terms?
In concrete terms, participants of the Tehran meeting adopted, as a result, a joint communique which inter alia clearly outlined the view that regional countries should have the primary role and responsibility to address regional problems and outstanding issues, which means that the regional countries want to enhance their sense of ownership over the processes in the South Caucasus, and they reject any harmful external interference in their affairs.
Right. So then, still, in terms of your talks between yourselves and the Armenians, what concretely have you agreed?
Well, basically, this platform has never been envisaged as a platform to resolve any conflict situations. As I mentioned at the start, the idea of President Aliyev at the beginning was, after we are done with the conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan, to engage in regional cooperation. But unfortunately, there are some attempts from external non-regional countries who, pursuing their narrow, selfish internal agendas, try to impose some of their solutions to the problems in the region, proceeding from domestic, agendas, and they somehow try to ignite tension in the South Caucasus and also put in jeopardy the prospects of achieving long-standing peace.
But in the absence of a long-term peace agreement, given the recent events there, it will be difficult to foster any regional cooperation, especially when it comes to Armenia and Azerbaijan over the disputed Nagorno-Karabakh territory.
No, this is not the view shared by Azerbaijan. I think that we are of the opposite view. We think that now, after Azerbaijan has restored its sovereign control over all of its internationally recognized territory, and after it has put an end to illegal foreign Armenian military presence in our territories, there is a big chance for Armenia and Azerbaijan to finalize negotiations on the draft peace agreement, which has been on the table already for about 1 year. And I think that Armenia and Azerbaijan today, they also share the view that the time has come to seize this window of opportunity and to finalize these negotiations. But that is not something which is going to be done in this 3+3 regional consultative platform. It's going to be done through direct bilateral negotiations between Baku and Yerevan on the basis of fundamental principles which are reflected in the draft peace agreement. But let me return for a second that, unfortunately, some external countries, in our case, I'm talking particularly about France, which misusing its leading role in several international platforms like Security Council of the United Nations, European Union, its parliament, and even International Organization of Francophonia, has been initiating and promoting recently very biased and lopsided anti-Azerbaijani initiatives proceeding from its narrow domestic agenda. And thus, France is not only undermining its own credibility and that of the European Union, but also causes detrimental effect to the prospects of advancing the peace process between Armenia and Azerbaijan, and undermining security in the South Caucasus. Because Armenia and Azerbaijan, I believe, are both tired of this confrontation and rivalry. And I think that now that the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Azerbaijan has been restored, I think that we have a big chance to advance the peace agenda and probably to finalize the negotiations of the draft peace agreement by the end of the year, if the circumstances allow. And if we're not distracted by external factors and outside players from that.
All right, Elçin Əmirbəyov, thank you very much. He's an advisor for the Azeri president.
Now let's get all the sports with Isaac Fannin.
Tottenham have returned to the top of the Premier League with a 2-0 win at